November 17th, 2014. That's the last time UConn's women basketball lost. Back then, Steph Curry had yet to win an MVP, U.S. citizens still couldn't travel to Cuba, and this Apple Watch here? Yeah, that didn't exist yet. The Rockets entered the night without a first-round pick and a couple in the second. They traded away one of those to Memphis and used pick number 43 on forward Isaiah Hartenstein. The 19-year-old most recently played in the Lithuanian Basketball League. It is still unclear if he will be playing in the NBA or overseas next season. And it wasn't really the draft, but rather free agency that shapes up to be the most exciting part of the Rockets offseason. Daryl Morey has been quite active the past few days, with Houston at least brought up in most of the big-name rumors around the league. And today, maybe the Rockets just got one step closer to acquiring another star. Clippers All-Stars Blake Griffin and Chris Paul have both announced that they intend to opt out of their contracts with the LA Clippers. Houston has been reportedly expected to pursue both of them once free agency hits, and now they'll at least have a chance. Switching gears over to baseball, the Astros continue their West Coast trip with a 3-game set in Seattle. The Mariners, after a rough start, have put together an incredible June to climb the standings, now sitting at second in the AL West at 11.5 games back of the Astros thanks to a 13-3 win to start the series last night. Lance McCullers is on the hill for Game 2 on 70s night, and you gotta love those jerseys. Here's Gene Segura, bottom of the first, rips one into left. Josh Reddick coming on, gives up his body to make the catch. Rob Segura of a base hit to keep this one scoreless. Top of the third, still scoreless. It's Reddick again, this time from the plate, and that ball goes a long way. Dead center home run, drives in George Springer, puts the Astros on top 2-0. We'll take you now to the 7th, 2-1, bases loaded, 2 outs. Brian McCann lifts one into right. It's Mitch Haniger. Can't hang on. Close but no cigar. McCann clears the bases. Correa scores all the way from first. The Astros go up 5-1. Bottom of the 9th now, Ken Giles. Keeping things interesting. Go ahead run at the plate. It's Carlos Ruiz, and he's caught looking on the corner. Giles gets the strikeout. The Astros take Game 2, 5-2. These two will have a rubber match tomorrow afternoon. Syracuse forward Tyler Lydon crossed the I's and dotted the T's today. He signed on with Andy Schiffman at Priority Sports ahead of June's NBA draft, which means a return to SU has gone from unlikely to impossible. Lydon is projected to go as high as the late first round in different mock drafts around the web. And speaking of SU in the NBA, how about Jeremy Grant? A thunderous jam. OKC trying to knot things up with Houston in their first round series at 2 apiece. So far, so good. Up 12 here. Taj Gibson with the steal ahead to Russell Westbrook in transition. Not something you want to see if you're the Rockets. Steven Adams counted in a foul. OKC with its largest lead of the day, but don't get too comfy. Tied up, and if the Rockets don't want to shoot it, Lou will. Williams in the and one gives Houston its first lead of the afternoon. Final minute. Rockets up 3. Here comes Harden with the step back. Whew, that's vicious and on the money. The beard by 5. Steven Adams, he has a beard too. Misses on purpose, kicks it out to guess who? Westbrook from Norman. Thunder within 1. We got a game. OKC needs to foul. Wait, don't foul. Nene with the and 1. How about Nene? 1 name, 0 missed field goals. A playoff record, 12 for 12, perfect game, 28 points. Rockets take a commanding 3-1 lead in the series. And how about John Gillen? Finds 3 points at the end of that rainbow. We got a tie ball game. 3 minutes to go. Orange leading to Luke Kennard, the lefty, hits the off-handed, off-balance layup to knot things back up. And Grayson Allen had a tough night, but hits a huge shot there amidst the sea of boos. Devils back on top, 11 ties, 8 lead changes in this one. Ties battle, big bucket, tied at 73 at the 2-minute warning. Now under a minute to go, John Gillen, he's chilling. Tied again at 75. Next possession, Luke Kennard. Turnaround jumper, no. Rebound down to Syracuse. 5 seconds to go. They're not going to call a timeout. It's all on John Gillen. Ball game. Banks it in at the buzzer. Syracuse tops Duke 78-75. Another top 10 team toppled at the Dome. With this win, Syracuse improves to 15-9 overall, 7-4 in the ACC, and who knows, perhaps a step closer to March Madness.
Let's start with Boeheim. Some say 1,000 wins, others say 899. Which is it?
Well, it's pretty clear in the Dome today that people from Syracuse are paying no attention to the NCAA's sanctions. It was the largest crowd the country has seen all year at a college basketball game, with signs plastered everywhere with the number 1,000. And I think ESPN's Jay Billis really said it best. The NCAA does not vacate losses. Jim Boeheim has handed his opponents 999 and now 1,000 losses. And I'm no mathematician, but that seems like pretty fair logic to me.
Let's say I'm out in section 217 and I'm enjoying the game, but I'm getting pretty hungry. What I can do is I can pull out my phone and I can go to orderbrewster.com, where I can fill out an order form of exactly what I want and where I'm sitting and get my food delivered straight to me without missing a second of the action.
Yesterday, the Carey Dome played host to 3 lacrosse games. Today, a basketball game. But how do they go from turf to the hardwood?
The transition from sport to sport may happen overnight, but it's far from easy. After covering the entire turf surface with blue panels, the hardwood starts to take shape. The whole process takes about 5 hours for 60-plus students.
Jake, awesome update. What is the outlook looking like for Syracuse football this year?
I have a lot of faith in Coach Babers and this offense to get things done this year. He's got a full year under his belt now. The problem is, I wonder if this defense can get enough stops, get off the field enough to let the offense do its thing, hopefully win more than 4 games this season.
Yeah.
What's the outlook now after this Syracuse blowout loss?
Yeah, I mean, look, Syracuse has struggled on the road all season, and Louisville is a very good team. They match up well, so that's not exactly surprising. But I don't like to throw around the term must win that often, but Syracuse needs this win versus Georgia Tech to keep their tournament chances somewhat comfy.
Thanks, Jake. What's going on with the Mets right now?
They got off to a great start, Mike, and then they had won 5 in a row at one point, but now they've lost 3 in a row, and it's because of the bullpen. The bullpen is killing them. They can't protect leads in the late innings. Keeping it local, the Chiefs at home taking on the Norfolk Tides. This kid's pumped. I'm pumped. Let's do this. Bottom 3, Brian Goodwin hits it where they ain't. Adrian Sanchez comes around to score easily. Chiefs strike first. Same inning, Brian Snyder, base knock out to left. Goodwin comes around to score. So does Caleb Ramsey. Syracuse up 3-zip. And then how about from the mound, Austin Voth. One of his 5 Ks on the day. He threw 6 shutout innings. The good guys get it done. 3-0, your final score. There's your daily dose of sports. See you guys same time tomorrow. I'm Jake Lapin. We'll get a look at the weather after this. Stay tuned.